Good evening. We're following breaking news tonight on the Iran-America-Israel war. This conflict exploded onto the world stage, following a wave of protests that swept across nearly all of Iran's provinces. Sources say Donald Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu saw a golden opportunity. Their goal: to topple the Iranian regime and to do it quickly. A swift, decisive strike, over in a flash, avoiding a prolonged war like those seen in Iraq or Afghanistan. But they made one critical miscalculation: Iran did not collapse. This war is now grinding on for over a month. And instead of fracturing from within, the Iranian people have united. Those who have fallen are now hailed as martyrs. And tonight, America and Israel are beginning to pay a heavy price. Not just politically, but in their military hardware. And it all began with one of the most advanced combat jets in the world. We begin with the very symbol of Western air supremacy, the F-35 Lightning II. Entering the third week of the war, reports began to surface that an American F-35 was forced to make an emergency landing at an airbase in the Middle East. It had been hit by fire believed to have originated from Iran. United States Central Command was initially silent on the matter. That is, until the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps released a video. It allegedly shows the moment the jet was targeted by an Iranian air defense system. Strong indications are now pointing to the Bavar-373, Iran's most sophisticated air defense system, specifically designed to engage high-tech targets, including stealth aircraft. If this claim is true, the implications are staggering. The F-35 has long been touted as the symbol of modern air dominance. It isn't the fastest, at only around 1,900 kilometers per hour, but its true strength lies in its stealth technology, its advanced sensors, and its ability to integrate real-time combat data. This is a jet designed to strike without ever being detected, destroying targets before the enemy can even react. It's often described as a weapon that wins the war before it even starts. But the reality on the battlefield is proving to be very different. No matter how advanced, all technology has vulnerabilities. And it is now becoming clear that the F-35 is not the only asset in the crosshairs. Now the focus shifts to a long-standing icon of American air power. Iran is claiming to have shot down an American F-15 Eagle near the Strait of Hormuz. While the U.S. military denies this, Iran has released footage allegedly showing the moment of the shootdown. They say it happened off the southern coast on March 22nd, after the jet supposedly violated Iranian airspace. According to Iran's claim, the F-15 was targeted by a surface-to-air missile system that locked on the moment it was detected by radar. This is significant because, on paper, the F-15 is a symbol of classic air dominance. Designed during the Cold War, the jet has been continuously modernized and is renowned for its speed, maneuverability, and its capacity to carry a vast arsenal of missiles and precision bombs. But behind these strengths lies a fundamental weakness. The F-15 is not a stealth aircraft. Its large conventional design makes it relatively easy for modern radar to detect, especially in an environment saturated with advanced air defense systems. Once it's detected, the threat materializes in an instant. Surface-to-air missile systems can lock on and fire from long range, often before the pilot can effectively react. Speed and maneuverability can help, but they are not enough in the age of modern missiles. However, this war is not just about downed jets or launched missiles. There is another, far more decisive layer to this conflict, one that is rarely seen, but holds the key to victory on the modern battlefield. Since the very beginning of this conflict, Iran has not only attacked military assets, but has also targeted the very nervous system of American and allied defenses. Data from the Anadolu Agency indicates that at least 12 radar and SATCOM facilities have been hit at nearly all U.S. bases across the Middle East. Radar systems are the eyes of an air defense network, detecting threats from a great distance. When they are damaged, gaping holes appear in the sky that are difficult to monitor. Meanwhile, SATCOM serves as the primary communication link, connecting command centers with troops and weapon systems on the ground. If this link is disrupted, coordination becomes slow and unsynchronized. These attacks on both elements reveal a deeper strategy: to paralyze function, not just destroy physical targets. The impact is significant. Layered defense systems lose their effectiveness, threat response times slow to a crawl, and situational awareness drops drastically. Under these conditions, America and Israel are not completely paralyzed, but at crucial moments, they are forced to operate while half-blind. And that is enough to shift the balance on the battlefield. Another American weapon is now in the spotlight: the AGM-158 JASSM. This is a cruise missile with stealth capabilities, high precision, and a range of up to approximately 1,000 kilometers. Equipped with a large warhead, The missile is designed to destroy bunkers, military facilities, and vital infrastructure in a single, precision strike. Several strategic targets in Iran were reportedly hit by this very weapon system. But this advantage is not without its limits. The JASSM travels at subsonic speeds, which gives modern air defense systems time to detect and intercept it. And it is here that Iran claims to have turned the tables. Several reports now indicate that these missiles have been successfully shot down in various regions. In Markazi province, a JASSM was reportedly intercepted. In Jahram, a missile was said to have been destroyed in midair. And in Chaharmahal and Bakhtiari, photos have been circulating, allegedly showing remnants of the wreckage. This sends a clear message. Even high-precision weapons can be defeated. At the start of the attack, one of the most striking moments occurred in the skies over Erbil, Iraq. Approximately 21 Tomahawk missiles were launched toward Iran. Unlike the JASSM, Tomahawks are fired from warships or submarines, making their angle of approach incredibly difficult to predict. Flying low and hugging the terrain, the missile is designed to evade radar and infiltrate undetected. But did they all successfully penetrate Iran's defenses? The answer, we're told, is no. Several Tomahawks were reportedly intercepted in midair, struck down before reaching their targets, and shattered into debris that fell to the ground. Despite being difficult to detect, layered radar networks and modern interception systems were apparently able to exploit small windows in their flight paths. Once a missile's position was identified, interceptors were launched to destroy the target before it could reach its destination. The vulnerability of American air assets was also on stark display with the fate of an MQ-9 Reaper in the conflict zone of Bandar Abbas. Video footage showed the wreckage of a burning drone. The words "Made in USA" were clearly visible. This was more than just symbolic. Reports indicate that approximately 10 to 11 Reaper units have now been destroyed, with the value of each unit reaching into the hundreds of millions of dollars. On the modern battlefield, the Reaper, which has long dominated in operations with little significant opposition, now faces a new and brutal reality. The drone excels at reconnaissance and precision strikes, but it has fundamental weaknesses, low speed, and a complete lack of stealth capabilities. This makes it increasingly vulnerable to adaptive air defense systems. There are even reports of the use of loitering missiles, which can circle in the air and seek out targets independently. This situation has drastically reversed the Reaper's role. Once the hunter in the sky, it has now become an easy target. But these losses are only what is visible on the surface. Downed drones, intercepted missiles, and jets forced to retreat are just a small part of the story. The true impact is not just being felt in the sky or on the battlefield, but in the mounting cost of these losses, a cost that is beginning to change the very course of the war itself. America is suffering significant losses in this conflict. From the outset, this war was designed to be a swift blow, a strategy intended to paralyze Iran in a short period of time. Donald Trump relied on shock and awe, a drastic opening assault, high military pressure, and the core assumption that Iran's command structure would collapse from within. But the opposite occurred. Iran did not collapse. It adapted. On the battlefield, the losses began to mount. Approximately 16 U.S. air assets have reportedly been lost, with the MQ-9 Reaper serving as the most tangible symbol of this. The once dominant drone is now falling from the sky. Several Allied radar and communication systems have also been struck, demonstrating that even the nervous system of a modern military is vulnerable. Meanwhile, the cost of the war has soared. American offensive operations are now estimated to have cost over $30 billion US dollars. At the same time, Israel is caught in a costly defensive war, intercepting missile after missile at a tremendous expense that continues to drain its resources. Then there is the broader factor of the Strait of Hormuz. The threat to this global energy choke point has shaken the world economy. Oil prices have risen, markets have become volatile, and the conflict has expanded far beyond the battlefield. Ironically, technological superiority has not guaranteed a swift victory. Iran does not need to win conventionally. It only needs to make this war long, costly, and exhausting. And in geopolitics, that is more than enough to change the game.